Mr.
Mr.
President,
President.
hindi lang po si Commodore Tariela, for the record, ang pati ang ating Senate President, matapos nung binanggit yung persona ng grata, nagsalita ng baluktot, Mr. President. So sana maintindihan natin, hindi lang ito usupin ni Commodore Tariela, hindi lang ito usupin ng mga senador o kaya mga kongresistang binabastos nila. Usupin ito ng Pilipinas na ipaglalaban natin ang atin at dapat magkaisa tayo, Mr. President.
Pare-pareho po tayo sa posisyon na yun, Mr. President. Ang sinasabi ko lang, kailangan bang magkapatutsadahan ng walang katapusan? Ang pag-init po ng sitwasyon ay hindi po nakakabuti sa ating dalawang bansa. Walang katapusan na patutsadahan. Paano po natin kakalmahin? O halimbawa, paano natin papatay ng sunog sa isang bagay na susunog? Yun po ba'y bubuhusan natin ng gasolina? O kailangan natin sabuyan ng malamig na tubig? Mr. President, ang sinasabi ko lamang po, bakit po kinakailangan kasing gumawa pa ng mga caricature at sasabihin na ang presidente ng China ay bully? Siguro po, Mr. President, ang may mumungkahi natin, hindi po tayo kasi magpa-profit from these experiences. Ang DFA, ang BIFAR, ang DNR, sila pong nagmamanage ng ating mga disputed seas. Pero nagkakaroon po tayo ng progreso. Hindi po sila nagano ng mga caricatures o megaphone diplomacy. They did it diplomatically, diligently, and without fanfare, Mr. President, working with their counterparts in settling our differences with our nations. Ang sabi po kasi ninyo, Mr. President, Your Honor, na wala pong anumang ginawa ang ating mga maliban sa China, ang Vietnam o kaya yung ibang bansa ay walang nagawa. Nakalimutan po ba ninyo, Mr. President, in the context of our maritime disputes, we have shot and killed 2 Vietnamese fishermen in 2017 and 1 Taiwanese fisherman in 2013. Did Vietnam and Taiwan accuse us of sowing fear and interfering in our capacity to defend our claims? Gusto ko lang pong ipasariwa sa inyo yung ganon. Talaga pong nagkakaroon ng ganon eh. Ngunit sila, hindi naman tayo ginawan ng masama kahit na nakapatay tayo ng ilan sa kanilang mga tao. Ang pinag-uusapan po natin, anong patutunguhan natin kung patutsadahang walang katapusan?
Mr. President, if I may, the incidents mentioned by the good senator from Tarlac are isolated incidents from Vietnam and Taiwan. These are isolated incidents. This is not in the same realm as China's 24/7 acts. 365 days a year, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, incursion and threatening. And Mr. President, Taiwan or Vietnam did not threaten us publicly. 2 weeks ago, the Embassy of China said the uniform, if I may quote, a word of advice to relevant individuals in the Philippines: immediately stop making provocations and stop confusing right and wrong, or they will pay the price for what they did. Embassy officials sa Pilipinas, tinatakot tayo. Tama ba yun? So again, Mr. President, yes, we have had these incidents with Vietnam. Oo, meron tayong naging insidente sa Taiwan, pero isolated incidents. In fact, yung sa Taiwan, iisa lamang ata sa loob ng 20 taon. Yung sa Vietnam ata, iisa rin lang siguro sa 10 taon. Hindi iba. Sa China, araw-araw tayong hinaharas, araw-araw tayong nandyan, nagtayo na nga ng kanilang airport, artificial islands, lantaran, Mr. President. So, apples and oranges ang pinag-uusapan yung insidente natin with our neighbors like Vietnam and Taiwan compared to China. Ibang-iba po.
Isolated or otherwise, Mr. President, nakapatay tayo ng kanilang tauhan. Ilan po ba ang pinatay ng China sa atin? Meron po ba?
Well, Mr. President, may naputulan ng hinlalaki. At yung 22 sinagasaan ng Chinese vessel at iniwanang mamatay, kung hindi sinalba ng Vietnamese fishermen, namatay na yung mga yun. So,
Ilan po ba, Mr. President, ang sinalba ng China kamakailan? 17 Filipinos. 17 fishermen.
at
Ano po
nagpapasalamat
ang ginawa
tayo.
ni Commodore Tariela?
At
He was very
nagpapasalamat tayo.
condescending, Mr. President. Imbes na pasalamatan niya ng buong puso sapagkat 17 mga kababayan natin ang naisalba. Yung kanyang pagpapasalamat na ginawa is condescending, Mr. President.
Uulitin
Let
ko.
me suppose that the embassy that is challenging your position, Mr. President, is questioning your knowledge. What if the Vietnamese or Malaysian, what if China tells the Philippine embassy in Beijing not to post or publish views that contradict the international law opinions of Chinese officials? Would that be acceptable to the Philippines?
I'm sorry, Mr. President. I beg your indulgence. You are saying that if Vietnam publishes, sorry, I missed
No,
the
what
last.
if China tells the Philippine embassy in Beijing not to post or publish views that contradict the international law opinions of Chinese officials? Would that be acceptable to the Philippines? Halimbawa lang, sinabihan yung ating embahada doon. Huwag kayong magpapublish
Yes,
ng mga
well,
views.
Well, Mr. President, that's their country. They will do what they will do. They will, in fact, there is no freedom of the press in China, Mr. President. So, if the government does that, then we will have to respect their position because we are merely guests in China, just as they are merely guests in the Philippines, Mr. President.
I would disagree, Mr. President. That will be unacceptable to me. Another question. The Philippine Embassy in Beijing assists the Philippine Coast Guard and DND in monitoring Chinese vessels in the West Philippine Sea. Have you heard China complain that this essential work of the Philippine Embassy interferes with Chinese internal affairs?
Mr. President, whether they complain or not, they're already in our exclusive economic zone. I'm sorry, but I'm trying to understand the position of the good gentleman in his defense of China and their position.
I am not defending China, Mr. President. I said, sinabi ko na kanina, ang ating discussion ngayon is not in defense of any other countries. We are defending Philippine interest. Ang pangyayari lang, kailangan nating linawin, ano ba talagang pinagtatanggol natin? Kung hindi po tayo nakatitiyak kung anong area ang pinagtatanggol natin, hindi po malinaw, pati paggasta natin ng budget, kung alin ang dedepensahan natin, yun lang ang punto rito eh. At pinaliliwanag ko kanina pa sa pamagitan ng mga mapa, hindi po nagkakaroon ng positibong resulta sa ating bansa, yung pagbabangayan. Nakita na po natin, the South China Sea is rich in mineral deposits, in oil and gas. Nauhuli na po tayo dahil patutsadahan ng patutsadahan. Bakit nagawa po ng ibang bansa? Bakit hindi po natin magawa? Dahil nga po sa walang katapusang patutsada. Tingnan po natin ang West Philippine Sea, Mr. President. Ang sabi po natin, wala pa po kasi sa mapa. Bakit po wala sa mapa, Mr. President? Kasi po hindi ginagawa ng ating mga ahensya ang dapat gawin. Ang sabi po kasi sa Administrative Order number 29, which was issued on September 5, 2012, more than a decade ago. Sabi po sa Section 3 ng Administrative Order 29, the National Mapping and Resource Information Authority, NAMRIA, shall produce and publish charts and maps of the Philippines reflecting the West Philippine Sea in accordance with this order. And finally, on November 8, 2024, the National Mapping and Resource Information NAMRIA committed to release a new Philippine map that includes the West Philippine Sea. But up to now, regrettably, Mr. President, this remains unfulfilled. Bakit hanggang ngayon ay wala pa ring mapa? What specific obstacles have prevented the production and publication of this map? for over 10 years. Does NAMRIA dispute that Section 3 uses the word shall indicating mandatory and not a discretionary duty? Mr. President, kung wala po tayong mapa na maibibigay sa IHO at madideposit sa United Nations, hindi po kailanman uusad ang ating itinataguyod na sana mailagay sa mapa ng mundo ang West Philippine Sea.
Mr.
Bakit
President,
hindi po natin,
Mr. President,
paano po natin may pagtatanggol ang teritoryo kung wala tayong malinaw na mapa, Mr. President?
Mr. President, nabanggit na natin ito kahapon. Bumabalik tayo ulit doon sa usapin na ito. Pero babanggitin ko ulit, Mr. President. Maliwanag, Mr. President, na under Republic Act 9522, yung baseline law, Republic Act 12064, Philippine Maritime Zone Act, at yung AO 29, maliwanag na in-identify ang West Philippine Sea. Diyan nakasaad yung extent ng West Philippine Sea. It has been sufficiently and defined by these three government instruments and laws, Mr. President. So, hindi ko maintindihan bakit dahil walang meets and bounds, etc., ay ibig sabihin wala tayong maaring mahina ang ating claim. I beg to disagree, Mr. President. In fact, under our laws, meets and bounds refer to the baseline of 200 nautical miles. From baseline, 200 nautical miles ang ating exclusive economic zone. Merong 12 miles territorial sea, 24 miles contiguous zone, and so forth. Yun ang UNCLOS, Mr. President. Kaya hindi ko naintindihan bakit pinipilit itong pag-define ng meets and bounds ng West Philippine Sea kung na-define na. Besides, Mr. President, ayon sa UNCLOS, yung purpose ng pag-submit when UNCLOS obliges states to show the coordinates of maritime zones and submit and deposit the same, it is only for the purpose of publication and information. And it is made a condition, it is not made a condition sine qua non for entitlement. This is, Mr. President, UNCLOS Article 16, 75, and 84. So, hindi ibig sabihin dahil hindi natin nasasamite sa UNCLOS, gaya ng nabanggit ng ating butihing senador, na wala na tayong kapangyarihan o lakas o basehan para ipaglaban yung West Philippine Sea, Mr. President. It is only for purposes of publication and information.
Mr. President, ang laki po talaga ng hindi natin pagkakaunawaan sa bahaging ito. I am not questioning